So Irma has eaten, and it looks like she's gonna do more than my single cup. She's been really happy lately. I think it's the humidity. But for the sake of this recipe, I'm just gonna take 1 cup out of her and do the rest later. You're gonna need wooden spoons. You're gonna need a plastic bowl. Don't put it in glass. Don't use metal to stir it. Clean this wooden spoon. I have measured out 6 cups of bread flour. Cheap bread flour, doesn't matter. I have my salt. So 6 cups bread flour, 1 tablespoon of salt. Don't do a teaspoon like I did the first time because it doesn't taste like anything. Okay. And then a 1/4 cup of sugar. Cheap sugar because of bad inflation. Okay. 1/4 cup sugar. All right, so this is all my dry. That was 6 cups of flour, bread flour, don't use regular flour, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1/4 cup of sugar, mix, 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 mix. Instead of washing this because I'm lazy, I'm just gonna use the butt of the spoon. You always wanna make sure Irma's pretty well stirred, but don't beat her to death. You just kind of do a scooping motion from the bottom. Irma, she's super happy lately. We've been getting so much yeast. And then I don't even wash out my cups because I'm super lazy. So I do dry ingredients first. That way all the liquid washes it out. And then I'll wash it instead of washing it twice. So 1 cup Irma. She's nice and bubbly. It should smell like beer yeast instead of nail polish. If it ever smells like nail polish, it's starving to death. And then I've got 1.5 cups of warm water. Warm to us is too hot for the yeast, so you want to go like a little more than room temperature, not body temperature. So this is 1.5 cups of warm water, and then 1/2 cup of oil. You can use any neutral oil, such as canola oil or vegetable oil. Don't use olive oil because that would be disgusting. Only ever stir with a wooden spoon. Stir, 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 stir. Don't beat it to death. If you overwork this, it'll end up being super duper tough. So just get your ingredients incorporated, and you can use your hands at the end if you need to. And if for some reason you still have flour at the bottom, that happens a lot, you can add a little bit more oil or a little bit more Irma, get some liquid. And then if you feel like you've already overworked it and there's still flour at the bottom, don't stress because you can always blend that in the next step. Don't think of a pizza dough when you're doing this where it's got to be like some beautiful piece of dough to rise. It doesn't need to do that. Don't beat it to death. All right, so you can see that it's still not perfectly incorporated. I'm just gonna do a little more to it, and then I'm gonna let it rest. Don't stress the yeast. See how all that's at the bottom? So I can blend that in on the next round. What it needs to focus on doing right now is just rising and coming together. It's gonna come together. It does its own work, so don't stress. All right.